Okay, so hi everyone. So in this video, we'll see PowerFx, so which is more how do we do a manipulations, or it's more similar like a formula what we use in Excel. So since so it's a PowerFx, so we'll use this in app development. So if someone is already familiar with the Power Apps development, they could have been already used like most of the formulas to achieve some functionality and manipulations in Power Apps. But if someone is new, like I think they could have some sort of idea after having this video in place. Okay, so let's have a agenda. So like here we'll see like what is the PowerFX query. So as I mentioned, it's more similar like Excel formula what we have, and using that query which we will be using in app development to achieve some basic functionality. So on click of a button, this had to do some sort of update, a patch, or kind of thing in the database table. Okay. So following that, we are trying to patch a record in Dataverse current item and then notifying a custom message, and for based on validation, just show some notification to the users. And also you can like if the action is already in place, so you don't want to repeat or you don't want to make the update again, so just to notify users saying like this has already been done. So everything here will be more of a theoretical part, so I'm just to guide someone who just wanted to have some overview of using this PowerFX formula in their existing live projects. So I'll just show what are the formulas and detailed explanation of each of the formula, and also paste the formulas in the description, so you can just copy paste and alter based on your project requirement. So this is just to give you an idea and nothing more on a hands-on part. So if any hands-on is required on the same patch functions or the PowerFX which I've used, just do let me know in comments. I'll try to post a video separately for a hands-on. Okay, so now the scenario one, if you want to, so let's say you are in a record, so you want to patch a value to the record, right? So updating a value or like a text field or something which can happen just like that. But let's say you have a single select choice, like it's more people often call it as an option set, right? So if you want to now update an option set, which is nothing but you have a, like for example, you have a status called active, inactive, on hold, cancel as like project status. So based on some scenario, you want to have a user to click a button to update a status to cancel, right? So how do we achieve that in a real-time basis, right? So you can write a patch query for that particular button, cancel button, which you want to place it in your app. And then you can write a query like this, right? So the query goes like this, which has patch and followed by your data source, which is nothing but a Dataverse table here. And then followed by that particular selected item. You want to make sure that which item you want to update that particular status. And then followed by that within a flower bracket, you have to mention the choice, right? So the choice name, first one, and followed by what choice you want to update. So updating the current project status to cancel, right? So this is how you wanted to write the patch query to update a current record into your database, to update a data into a database table, right? So the last line which says like this is exactly to update a current selected item in a project, to update the status from like any status to cancel, right? So this is what it will help you to adjust, right? So just to expand this scenario a bit more, after updation or after patching a record into your database table, if you want to notify the user saying like, hey, I've just done my update, like kind of that, right? Just have a slight modification onto your FX query, right? On completion of that, you just mention notify, saying like project status, project set to cancel, and that's a kind of a notification message what you have. So everything which has double slash post to that is a comment for just a self-explanatory. And then you have to have notification type as success, so you can just mention as a success, or you can info, warning, like that type can be based on your need, whatever you need it. You can type it in your formula bar. That will give you different options, whichever is apt for you can choose it. And then you have followed by that timeout in a millisecond. So you don't want that label to be there forever, so it should get disappear, so that user user just have to have see it, and then it can fade away, right? So I just mentioned it as 5,000, which could be there for 5 milliseconds, like 5,000 milliseconds, right? So approximately. Right, so this is how it can notify a customer using the query itself, and you have like each of the line on the table, right, on the like a query what we have a separate explanations in detail. This could help someone who is beginner for them to understand in detail, hey, like how and each and every line works in this PowerFX query, right? So I don't want to get in detail, but if someone wanted, just have a pass and then take a look. And here comes this real-time scenario. That might be a bit smaller in size, but I can put it in the descriptions for the full scenario. You can have a look. So what this exactly does is it does have multiple things. First, it need to validate like whichever field. So for example, let's say you want to update a project status to cancel or on hold based on couple of fields, right? So you have three fields. Let's say you have project date, reason, and a sponsor, right? So if you wanted to make any updation to your project status column, but only if all these three fields are filled out, right? First, you want to check whether all the details are filled. Only then you are allowed to change the status to cancel or on hold, right? In that case, first you want to check whether the fields are blank or not. One is a date and one is a single select and one is a like multi-select. So I've just taken all the options as a column type. So first you have to check that part. And if anything is missing out, it should notify customer saying like, hey, this is missed out. So you have to fill only then you will be able to change or patch your record to your database table, right? And then followed by that, you have the next option here, right? So you have like check if your status is already on hold or changed. So if it is, for example, you're trying to cancel a status of a project, set a status of a project to cancel, but it is already in cancel, you don't want to patch again, right? So you just wanted to say them it is already canceled, you're trying to cancel it again, right? So for that you want to check what is the current status. So here you can see it is like it has some value here. So it is nothing but option sets value. And if you put a string directly saying as cancel, it won't take, because the comparison for the option set will be difficult or will be different. So you just wanted to label will be your cancel and your value will be your numerics. So you have to go to your column option set, and in that against cancel and on hold, next to that you have a value label and value will be there. Pick the value and paste it here, which is the numeric value, so that it will be helpful for you to compare. And if it's already on a status which you are trying to update, that will give you notification saying like, hey, you are trying to update a status which is already there into your record. And that will be kind of a warning, right? So if even if that is not matching, let's say your all the fields are filled, nothing is blank, and if your status is not on cancel or on hold, it is something else, for example, idea, right? The status of the project is currently fresh or idea, right? So in that case, you wanted to change that to different state, which is either cancel or on hold. Now you go to your, because it matches all the criteria which you fill in there before patching. If all the conditions were met, patch the current status to cancel. Okay, only then it will come and patch your record and also notify the customer saying like, I've verified all the field details are filled. Now this case is valid to move to cancel or on hold state. So I'm changing the status, right? Once it changes the status, it will set the notification to customer saying like, no, like your project status has been changed to cancel. Okay, and that will also have a 5000 milliseconds, so that will last for 5 seconds for user to see the status has been changed on the top bar. So this will help you to validate your fields, and also followed by that set your field or patch your record into your Dataverse table. So this is what I just wanted to cover here. I'll Most of the thing is currently theoretical, but I'll paste everything in your description so you can just give a try into your PowerFX hands-on version. And if you feel like this needs some sort of a hands-on to have a clear visibility, just do let me know in comments. We'll try to post it as a separate video for all the three scenarios. Okay, that's it for now, and thank you.